There are an estimated 4.7 million of these people in America right now. You know them by their chalky hands and their Patagonia vests. You're born as a regular infant, but your first intentional movement is not a crawl. It is a pull-up. You haul your tiny body up the bars of your crib. Your parents watch in horror and fascination. They buy you a foam play mat. You do not use it for play. You use it to practice falls. You are 10 months old. Your first word is up. Your second word is again. Your third word is a grunt of effort. By age 2, you have a favorite color. It is the specific shade of sandstone you saw in a National Geographic magazine. Your pediatrician notes excellent grip strength. This is the beginning. Childhood is a field guide to friction. You categorize every surface by its grippiness. The brick wall of your school is a textured slab. The jungle gym is Jug City. The polished granite of the bank lobby is a no-friction smear nightmare. You are the only kid at the birthday party trying to mantle onto the roof of the bounce house. The attendant asks you to stop. You explain you are working on your compression technique. The attendant is 16. He does not care. You get a timeout. You use the timeout to do silent finger exercises on the carpet. You are building tendon strength. Your parents receive a call from the school counselor. They suggest you might have excessive vertical ambition. Your parents are proud. Your first trip to a climbing gym is a religious experience. The smell of rubber and sweat is your incense. You are 8. You watch a teenager effortlessly scale an overhanging wall. You decide this is your life's purpose. You get a day pass. You spend 4 hours on the same V0 boulder problem. You cannot do it. You do not get frustrated. You get analytical. You study the holds. You try a different sequence. You fail again. The gym closes. Your parents have to physically drag you out. You cry in the car not because you are sad, because you have discovered something that matters. You fall asleep clutching the gym's waiver form. It is your holy text. And just like that, you reach the most insufferable period of being a rock climber. You're a teenage rock climber. Your body is a tool you are constantly failing to tune. You develop forearms like canned ham. Your fingers are thick and strong. Your back muscles are defined. Your cardiovascular system is a joke. You run a mile in gym class. You come in last. You are winded. You explain to the coach that running is not sport specific. The coach was a Marine. He makes you run it again. You buy your first pair of aggressive downturn shoes. They are 2 sizes too small. You wear them for 20 minutes at a time. You walk like a penguin. You think this is normal. You develop a collection of beanie hats. You wear them in the summer. You have a system. Your social life is the gym. You have friends, but they are not friends. They are relationships. The bond is based entirely on mutual trust and availability. You have a group chat named Weekend Send Squad. It is used exclusively for coordinating who can drive and what time the Crag parking lot fills up. Your conversations are 90% beta and 10% complaints about skin conditions. You learn the word flash. You learn the word project. You learn the word spray. You become a sprayer. You cannot help it. You see someone struggling and you must tell them the move. They do not want to know. You tell them anyway. You are helping. They hate you. Tag someone whose entire personality is beta spraying. They need this. You get your first real injury. It is a pulley strain. You do not go to a doctor. You consult the Mountain Project Injury Forum. You diagnose yourself. The treatment plan involves rice buckets, antagonistic training, and a lot of complaining. You tape your fingers together in a specific configuration. You become an expert on connective tissue. You explain your injury to your math teacher. You use the words collagen synthesis and eccentric loading. Your math teacher, Mr. Henderson, stares. He asks if you've done the homework. You have not. You were busy rehabbing. You fail the quiz. You consider this a worthwhile trade. Your finger will be stronger. Your future in calculus is less certain. You turn 18. Your graduation gift to yourself is a crash pad and a guidebook for Bishop. You spend the summer living in your car in the buttermilks. You meet other dirtbags. You learn to subsist on oatmeal, peanut butter, and gas station coffee. Your skin becomes leathery. Your hair becomes matted. You smell like a permanent campfire. You send your first V5. It takes you 27 days of effort. You film this end. The footage is shaky and mostly of the sky. You post it online. It gets 12 views. Your mom comments, "Proud of you, honey. This is your peak. You have achieved dirtbag nirvana. You have no money, no plan, and no regrets. You are free." And then you become an adult with the rock climber genes in full bloom. You move to Colorado or Utah or Washington. You get a job at a tech startup or a gear shop or a coffee roaster. The job is a means to an end. The end is Friday at 3 p.m. when you can start the drive to Moab. Your car is a shrine to efficiency. You have a sleeping platform in the back. You have a cooler full of tortillas and peanut butter. You have a 5-gallon water jug. You have a pee bottle. You pretend the pee bottle is for emergencies. It is not for emergencies. It is for convenience. Your personal hygiene becomes a negotiation with nature. You own $100 worth of specialized soap that works without water. You use it sparingly. Your wardrobe has two modes, sending mode and rest day mode. Sending mode is synthetic, tight-fitting, and color-coordinated from REI. Rest day mode is the exact same pair of PR pants and a free t-shirt from a climbing competition you didn't win. You own 17 beanies. You wear them all year. You have strong opinions about merino wool. You can explain its moisture-wicking properties at a moment's notice. You do often. At parties, you steer conversations to gear. Someone mentions they're cold. You launch into a monologue about layering systems. They regret speaking. You get a text. It's from your relationship. They can't make it tomorrow. Your weekend is ruined. You go home and watch climbing videos on YouTube. Subscribe so you can keep crying about people you've definitely met. Dating is a compatibility test for suffering tolerance. Your Hinge profile features a blurry action shot of you 20 feet off the ground. Your bio says looking for a partner in crime for weekend adventures, must be okay with dirt and early mornings. You go on a date. You suggest bouldering at the gym. They say they've never climbed. You see this as a teaching opportunity. You spend the date explaining foot placement and hip rotation. You do not ask them about their life. You finish the date by telling them they have good try hard. They do not know what that means. They ghost you. You are confused. You thought it went well. You go home and post a story of the gym's new set. It gets 4 likes. You feel validated. You develop a philosophy. Climbing is not a hobby, it is a practice. It is a movement journey. You talk about mindfulness and flow state. You use these terms while hanging from plastic holds in a warehouse. You start a climbing journal. You log your sessions, your projects, your sleep, your diet. You track your send rate. It is 13%. You buy a fingerboard. You hang it in your apartment doorway. You use it twice a day. Your roommate trips over it constantly. They ask you to move it. You explain it needs to be at eye level for optimal recruitment. They move out. You get a new roommate. They are also a climber. The cycle continues. Your career progresses sideways. You are competent but not ambitious. Your annual review notes excellent problem-solving skills but difficulty focusing on horizontal priorities. You do not care about horizontal priorities. You care about sending your project. You use all your vacation days for climbing trips. You come back with sunburn, new injuries, and zero relaxation. Your boss asks how your trip was. You show them a photo of a rock. They nod politely. You get a promotion. It comes with more responsibility. You see this as a threat to your weekend sending. You consider quitting. You do not quit. You need the health insurance for your pulley injuries. You turn 34. Your body sends you memos. Your fingers ache when it rains. Your shoulders make popping sounds when you reach for a high hold. You can no longer campus the V2 warm-up. You tell yourself you're focusing on technique. You buy a book on climbing movement. You read the first chapter. You go to the gym and immediately try to muscle through everything. You fail. You buy a pulley. You buy a resistance band. You start a prehab routine. You follow it for a week. You forget. You get injured again. This time it's your elbow. You learn the word tendinosis. You explain it to your partner. They are tired. They suggest you take up bird watching. You are offended. Your social circle shrinks to those who also have nagging injuries. Your conversations are now 80% rehab protocols and 20% nostalgia for the days you could climb pain-free. You start wearing compression sleeves. You own them for your elbows, your knees, your ankle. You look like a cyborg designed for low-impact activities. You go to the crag. You spend 45 minutes warming up. You climb one route. It is a 5.9. You downclimb it carefully. Your friends are working on 5.12s. You belay them. You offer beta from the ground. Your beta is outdated. They ignore you. You eat a bar. You pack up early. The drive home is quiet. Comment below if your warm-up is now longer than your climbing session. We know. You pivot to trad climbing. You tell yourself it's about the adventure, the mental game, the history. Really, it's because the moves are easier and you can blame the gear if you fall. You spend $3,000 on a rack of cams and nuts. You learn to place gear. You practice in your living room. You place a cam behind the television. It holds. You feel a sense of power. You go outdoors. You lead an easy crack. You place 16 pieces of gear in 20 feet. Your second follows and removes them all in 30 seconds. They tell you it was a bit overprotected. You are proud. Safety first. You have found your new niche, being cautiously mediocre on big walls. Years pass. You are 52. Your main climbing activity is moderate multi-pitch classics. You own 12 guidebooks for the same area, each from a different decade. You can tell the history of route development by the font on the toe posts. You have a favorite camp chair. You bring it to the crag. You sit in it and watch younger climbers try hard. You offer unsolicited advice about footwork. They nod and ignore you. You are okay with this. You have a dog. It is well behaved. It stays at the base. It is your best friend. Your partner meets you at the trailhead with a cooler of sandwiches. This is the peak. This is what you worked for. It is not sending, it is sitting. The decline is not dramatic. It is a gentle settling into a role. The old guy at the gym who knows beta for routes that were set 5 years ago. Your fingers are permanently crooked. You have arthritis. You take glucosamine. You still climb, but you downclimb every route. You top rope everything. You lead nothing. You are a fixture. New climbers ask you for advice on footwork. You give it. It is good advice. For once you are helpful. You volunteer at the local crag for cleanup days. You pick up trash. You feel a sense of stewardship. This rock, this community, it is your home. You have built nothing tangible, but you belong here. It is enough. You are 70. Your legacy is a few first ascents of forgettable boulder problems, a stack of worn-out guidebooks, and a generation of climbers who vaguely remember you as the guy who always had tape. Your gear is donated to a local climbing club. Your stories are told, but the details blur. Did you really almost send that V8? It doesn't matter. The feeling mattered. You moved to a retirement community in Arizona. There is a rock wall in the rec center. It is 12 feet tall and covered in jugs. You climb it once a week. The other residents watch. They clap. You feel a flicker of the old joy. It is not about difficulty. It is about moving upward. You die in your sleep. Your ashes are mixed with chalk. A friend sprinkles them on a V0. It is ascend. All jokes aside, these are exaggerations. Internet caricatures born on social media and spread like wildfire. Yes, the obsessive focus, the gear talk, and the identity wrapped in a hobby are real, but turning the rock climber into a universal punchline reduces real people to a single stereotype. Most people who climb rocks are just folks who found a challenging, rewarding way to be outside and connect with a community. They deal with fear, solve physical puzzles, and experience genuine camaraderie on the wall. Behind every meme is a real person doing their best to find joy in a vertical world. So laugh at the absurdity of the guy who wears his harness to the grocery store, but remember that passion in any form is what makes life interesting, even if it's a bit chalky.